Well, what's going on, my fellow collectors? Jim here with another figure review, and today I'm very excited to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Deadpool Wave Cable, who is very sought after because, man, I have been looking for him everywhere, and he's just like the one character that you cannot find, but you can tell that they have put cases of Deadpool waves up on the shelf. But anyway, the packaging is what we're used to with Marvel Legends. Nice packaging, big clear open window, comes with a bunch of stuff. You got Deadpool cable, the Deadpool logo on the top, bottom, the other side, cool little artist rendition of cable. Same thing on the other side. On the back you got an image of the figure, a little bit of a read up, and of course you have all the other figures in the wave to complete the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure, which I know my buddy picked up X23 and Domino yesterday, so I think all we need is the pauldron to complete the entire Sasquatch Build-A-Figure. But yeah, very cool, very happy to have this one. This definitely brings you back to that 90s X-Men with this cable. But let's get him out of the packaging and take a closer look. Okay, and here he is all out of the packaging, looking absolutely fantastic. A very, very cool classic cable figure. As far as accessories, he does come with the 1 foot to the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure. As you can see, it is double jointed, does have a ball hinge down here for the foot, so yeah, it's gonna have some cool articulation. But that's the Build-A-Figure piece it comes with. It does come with this huge, big, futuristic looking gun. It's kind of done in that very dark, kind of marbly plastic, but there's a little bit of sculpting, you know, all throughout it, but really not a lot of paint. But he does hold on to it for the most part. He does have a trigger finger, and his hands are a little bit on the soft side, so you can kind of pull that back if you need to. But yeah, he will hold on to that no problem with the trigger finger. Then he comes with another kind of futuristic, crazy looking gun. Again, done in that same very dark, you know, marbly blue, grayish color. Again, no paint, but it has some cool little sculpt to it. Again, he has no problem holding on to that one as well with the trigger finger. And then you get one more gun. Then again, this is almost like looks like it has a little double barrel on it. But again, done in the same kind of plastic, no paint. But again, he has no problem holding on to that one as well, and getting the trigger finger in there. So very cool. So you basically have the 1 trigger finger hand, and then you do have just this kind of open palm hand. And the rest of the figure looks absolutely fantastic. There are some things that are a little bit annoying. Like, I will say the head is very loose on the ball joint. And it's funny because the Target that I got this at, we were just at the other day, and this figure wasn't there. We actually stopped back in there today, and he was there. So I'm kind of curious if this was a return, you know. But taking a closer look at the head sculpt, I really like the head sculpt. It definitely screams, you know, that 90s cable. Very, very cool. I like the effect we have coming out of the eye. I like the hair sculpt. I like that it is a separate piece. I like the other eye and kind of how we have the kind of scars around the eyes. Then of course we do have this, you know, communicating device coming off the head here. But yeah, his head is very, very loose on that ball joint. Very, very loose. He does kind of have this collar piece here that has an X on it. He has these 2 big shoulder pads that, I mean, kind of get in the way, but they're kind of rubbery. But they kind of will get up out of the way. But they're done nice. We get some rounds, you know, painted over here gold, so that's cool. The brown is nice, has a little bit of wash to it. The pockets have some nice wash to it. The belt, the pouches on the belt have some nice wash to it as well. Looks like he has some sort of holster here, so I'm guessing you could probably put some of these guns in that little holster piece if you wanted to. His one arm looks great, got that really nice metallic finish to it. The gauntlets are kind of like separate sculpted pieces, but very plain. I like the skin tone on the arm. Coming around on the back, again, we got the straps that continue to go all the way around the back. We do have a, looks like a notch here, so maybe you can put this gun. Maybe you can put the gun back here. No, it's way too big for that. He has 2 holes back here, and I feel like that should be for something, but I'm not really sure at the moment what would actually plug into that. I don't see anything. The only hole I see right there is right there, and that doesn't. I guess you could technically pop that on the back of that if you wanted to. That even does kind of swivel, so that's pretty cool. Coming down to the pants, they look good. You know, we get nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout. He does kind of have these little side pouches that have these, you know, wraps that go around. Pretty plain. Really no wash, just kind of like done in a dark brown. His knee pads are done in more of a tannish brown, just like the pants. A little bit of sculpting in it. Then you come down to his boots, which again are done in a brown. Got some nice sculpted shoe laces. Get some nice sculpted stitch work down here. Bottom of the feet, you do have 2 peg holes. His undershirt is basically just done in a nice kind of, you know, dark blue. But yeah, I mean, I'm very, very happy to finally have this cable in possession. Now, you can unpeg this entire piece and take this off if you wanted to. So if you wanted to have your cable without, you know, that big harness on, you could. And you can even pop the head off and remove this collar piece if you want to, and pop the head back on. He does look a little bit plain. I mean, I would prefer to have all that other stuff on there. Maybe not so much this, but I definitely think he looks better with his harness on, I will say. Well, actually, while this is all off, let's go over his articulation. Of course, you do have full rotation at the head. You got the hinge, so it'll go down, go really nice up. You get a little bit of side-to-side pivot. The arms have your standard swivel and hinge. And man, they're tight. I can't get that one up at all. Over here, I can get this one out about horizontal. And of course that rotates all the way around. You do have a bicep swivel. You do have a double jointed elbow, which gives you about that much range. You do have a swivel and a hinge. Up and down hinge on this side. Same thing over here, you got bicep swivel, rotates all the way around, double jointed elbow. The gauntlet, the whole entire gauntlet does rotate on both sides. And this hand rotates and you get an up and down hinge over here as well. You do have a crunch in the torso that'll give him a nice decent crunch forward. Nice little decent crunch back. You do have a waist swivel. Legs go out about that much. Kick forward about that much, kick back. You do have a thigh swivel that's kind of nicely hidden within the wrinkles and where the strap is right here. Double jointed knees, not too much range, just about 90 degrees. You do have a boot swivel, and then for the foot you get the hinge to bring it back about that much, forward about that much, and you do have rocker. So yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, this is one awesome cable. Very, very glad to have him in the collection. I'm a little bummed out that this shoulder doesn't seem to want to go out. There it goes. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's about as much range as you're going to get. So I mean, you have your options, you know. If you want the big harness straps on them, you can have them on them. If not, you can take them off. If you want his little necklace piece on there, you can take that off. So that's cool that they at least made it, removable for those of you who want to take it off. I, for one, want to leave mine on because I do think it makes him look a little bit more awesome having it on there. Maybe not so much the necklace, but I do like him having these big you know, harnesses over him. Now, you get him standing straight up here if I can. Haven't had too many issues with the joints besides maybe that head joint. Now, it looks like to the top of his head, he is a little under 7 inches, like almost like 6 3/4 inches tall. Just as far as some comparisons between some of the other figures within the line, here he is next to comic Deadpool. Here he is next to the X-Force Deadpool. Here he is next to Deathlock. Here he is next to Shatterstar. So you see he definitely towers over a majority of the other X-Men characters, but he's going to look great up on the shelf. But yeah, guys, that was a look at the Cable from the Deadpool wave, Marvel Legends. Very cool. Comes with some nice accessories. You know, paint's decent. Love the head sculpt. You know, I mean, it would have been nice if we could have maybe got another head sculpt that didn't have the little, you know, thing coming out of the eye. But I actually do like it and think it adds a lot to the figure. But yeah, that was a look at the figure. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next figure review.